Previously on the High Risk Wrestling Podcast. Lose it. Tony is putting in great character work as like this crazy actress who's down on her luck. Saraya is back. She's also in this match with her Outcast teammate, but Saraya's also in her home country. And then Britt Baker can fall into that LOL Charlotte wins category. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. It is Saturday, August 2nd, and you know what that means. It is time for the High Risk Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, back once again. We're still working through these technical difficulties. Hopefully to have an update soon, but it is me, Jeremy Pierce. Welcome, one and all. As always, you know you can check me out on the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations 52 on Instagram, the 215 spelled out on Twitter, never calling it X, and of course Coffee and Patreon. Today, well, we got All Out 2023. Last week was All In, but All Out is tomorrow, so we got the preview and predictions show. Also, this month after All Out, well, I thought we'd do a little something special, and we will be doing the month of Impact. I am excited to really dive into Impact just a little bit more. I am excited for that, but for now, you know what's next, so just go on and hit my music. All right, so of course we're talking about All In. You know what's coming up next. So let's look at the 5 best matches from All In 2022. Number 5, Chris Jericho versus Bryan Danielson. Now, so a lot of people, All In 2022 is a little bit of a letdown, but there were some gems, and it's up there. Chris Jericho, Bryan Danielson, two men. I don't think they ever got to face each other in the WWE, but this was good. We got the American Dragon. We got Chris Jericho going back to his Lionheart gimmick, so it was more of a technical bout. And this was when the BCC was feuding with the JAS. This was a very solid match, and Jericho won this following a low blow and a Judas effect. This was also going over the recruitment of Daniel Garcia. Is he a wrestler? Is he a sports entertainer? And this was fine. I don't think Jericho should have won here because Bryan Danielson actually doesn't have many major victories on pay-per-view. I'm just saying. Number 4, Eddie Kingston versus Tomohiro Ishii on 0 Hour. Yes, the pre-show counts, and AEW and Impact are the two companies that actually put on matches on the pre-show, and we know Eddie, we know Ishii. This was great. This was such a hard-hitting, fun bout, mainly because we love Ishii and we love Eddie, and we know that these two were just going to beat the holy hell out of each other. And funny thing is, these two dudes respect each other. They love each other. So it was great, and then Eddie cut a really great promo after the match as well. This was fun. This was really fun, and how can you not really love Eddie and Ishii? Number 3, CM Punk versus Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship. Now, yes, you knew this was going to happen. You knew that eventually Punk was going to become the world champion. And this was fine, and Moxley was a good opponent for Punk. Mox played the bad guy here, and he wasn't the bad guy at this point. He played into the hill, he leaned into the booze, but ultimately this was a really fine match with Punk winning with 2 back-to-back go to sleeps. The real story of this match came afterwards when it was revealed that MJF was the devil. Number 2, the Elite defending the AEW Trios Championships against Hangman Page and John Silver and Alex Reynolds of the Dark Order. This was the finals of the inaugural Trio Championship tournament to crown the first champions, and this was fun. It would have been shocking for Hangman and the Dark Order to win, but we knew Kenny and the Young Bucks were going to win. This match didn't start fast. This match wasn't a hard-hitting banger from the get-go, but then it picked up, and then it picked up, and then it picked up, and we got to the second half of the match, and it was just great. The outcome was Hangman Page hitting Silver with a buckshot lariat by mistake, and Omega and the Bucks becoming the Trios Championship. And number one, this can't be debated. Everybody knows that the best match on All Out 2022, Swerve in Our Glory defending the AEW World Tag Team Championships versus the Acclaim, and this surprised a lot of people. Not only did it surprise people how good it was, but it surprised our people how much better it was than like every other match on the card. And the fans ate it up. The people at home ate it up. And this is one of the few times where I'm like, Tony, you got to call somebody down to the ring like, yo, you need to call an audible. You need to call an audible and have the Acclaimed. When Tony waited too long, Swerve in Our Glory won, but eventually the Acclaim won the Tag Team Championships. But this was such a fun match. The only downside to this match is we were building up to the eventual Keith Lee Swerve Strickland match, and guess what? Still never got it. But that is the best 5 matches of All Out 2022, and we shall be right back. Absolute Ricky Starks. Now, the man currently doesn't have a match on the card, but after Collision tonight, he will. Ricky Starks has been on a road since he turned heel, and it came out of the blue, just like Tony Storm's new character work. Ricky has just been amazing. Multiple wins over CM Punk, and before CM Punk's suspension, I suspect it was supposed to be Ricky versus Punk at All Out for the quote-unquote real world championship. But now Ricky is managing Big Bill to get around his suspension, kayfabe suspension, and it works. Like, Ricky has been great in the ring. He has been great on the mic, cutting absolute awesome promos. His ass whooping of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat has just elevated him to another level, and I've said it time and time again. Ricky Starks is a world champion. Ricky Starks is a future world champion, and people need to start realizing that. He started in Team Taz, where he was kind of overshadowed by Hook and Cage. Went into a great tag team with Powerhouse, Hobbs, and that feud kind of fizzled. Then he kind of just waned. Had a nice little mini feud with MJF. Again, waned after that. But now, with this addition of Collision, with the addition of this extra TV time, Ricky Starks has been amazing. And I am excited to see what he's going to do on Collision tonight, because he's calling out Ricky the Dragon Steamboat for a strap match at All Out. I'm excited to see what Ricky Starks is going to do at All Out. This dude has shown time and again that, yes, he is absolute. All Out. Now, it's so funny that for the longest time, I always thought All Out was AEW's. I thought it was their big event, like it was their WrestleMania. Of course, I was wrong. It's Double or Nothing, but All Out is one of AEW's signature events, and we've got a card to go over. But first things first, we got to check out last year's card. So All Out 2022. So on the main card, well, we have 4 matches on the pre-show. Let me bring those back up for you one more time. On the pre-show, We had 4 matches. We had the AAA World Mixed Tag Team Championships being defended as the champions Sammy Guevara and Ty Mello defended against Ortiz and Ruby Soho. That was a year ago. Sammy and Ty won. We had the FTW Championship defended with Hook defending against Angela Parker. Hook won. We had the All Atlantic Championship being defended as Pac defended against Kip Sabian. Pac retained. And we had Eddie Kingston versus Tomohiro Ishii with Eddie winning the match. Next up on the main card, we had the Casino Ladder match, which featured Andrade, Claudio, Dante Martin, Penta, Ray Phoenix, and Roosh. I think Roosh was in that match, and Wheeler Yuta. And the Joker of the match was the Devil, who turned out to be MJF. Next up, MJF the Devil won that match. We had the World Trios Championship Finals match determining the first ever Trios champions in the Elite. The team of Kenny Omega, Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, defeated Adam Page and the Dark Order. The team of Alex Reynolds and John Silver. Jade Cargill defended and retained the TBS Championship against Athena. We had a 6-man tag match with FTR and Wardlow defeating Jay Lethal and the Motor City Machine Guns. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember the Motor City Machine Guns being on All Out last year? Powerhouse Hobbs defeated Ricky Starks, absolutely squashed him, but I think Ricky was injured, which is why we got it in the work to elevate Powerhouse Hobbs. We had the AEW World Tag Team Championship match, the match of the night. Swerve and Our Glory defending and retaining against the Acclaim. We had a fatal 4-way for the AEW Women's World Championship with Dr. Britt Baker with Toni Storm defeating Britt Baker, Sheeta, and Jamie Hayter, with Toni Storm becoming the new champion. Christian Cage defeated Jack Perry in a quick squash because Luchasaurus turned. We had a 6-man tag match with Darby Allin, Miro, and Sting defeating the House of Black. Match is wild as usual. In the main event, CM Punk defeated Jon Moxley to win the AEW World Championship. But on to this year's show. So we have, first things first, we have Eddie Kingston and Katsuyori Shibata. You guys, I'm a fan of both. He's been taking on the Blackpool Combat Club team of Claudio, Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta. And this match has a little bit of history here. You have the history between Kingston and Claudio because they just absolutely hate each other. But you also have the history between Shibata and Wheeler Yuta fighting over the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. And Shibata is the current Ring of Honor Pure champion. So there's enough history here, and even though I would like Eddie and Shibata to win, I think they're going to lose this match because the BCC has been taking a lot of L's lately, and it just helps them to get a win back. This is going to be a good match. Okay. So a lot of people think this card is not great. This is a really, really good card. It's a nice, really good mix of matches. And if they're going to keep running All In before All Out, I think this is what we're going to get. Injuries hurt as well. But back to the match. This is going to be good. This is going to be a technical kind of a clinic, but take the BCC to win so we can set up Eddie versus Claudio for the Ring of Honor World Championship and Yuta versus Shibata for the Pure Championship. Next up, we have Samoa Joe taking on the winner of the Ring of Honor TV Championship tournament, Shane Taylor, who is a former Ring of Honor TV champion. Joe is the defending champion. This match doesn't get a lot of people excited, but it's Samoa Joe and it's Shane Taylor. And I know a lot of the mainstream people don't know who Shane Taylor is. The guy is good. And this right here is one of the 2 matches on the card where it's just big, meaty men slapping man meat. This is going to be fun. This is going to be a horse fight. And I was really expecting maybe Joe to be facing CM Punk here. But again, Punk is suspended. So we have this match. Joe lost at All In. So I'm going to get Joe to pick up his win here. And Shane Taylor is going to give him a nice challenge. So really, really expect that. Next up, you knew this was coming. Kenny Omega, Konosuke Takeshita, This has some heat right here. This is one of the few matches on the card that actually has some fire. This could be the match of the night. I highly expect that it might be the match of the night. There's one other match on this card which I think is going to probably end up being better than it. But Omega and Takeshita have history together, going back to DDT, going back to, I think, even sometime in Japan. But expect Don Callis to be involved. I don't know if Will Ospreay is going to get involved, but expect Don to rear his head. These two are going to make you forget about, well, this card just isn't great. No. This card is really, really good. And Kenny and Takeshita are going to go out there and prove it. Now, Takeshita and his crew won at All In the previous week. So I expect Kenny to win here. So take Kenny Omega over Takeshita. Luchasaurus defending the AEW TNT Championship, even though Christian believes he's the champion. I love it here with Christian. This dead dad gimmick he's got going on is really, really good. It's really, really funny. Now Darby wasn't on Dynamite or Rampage. I don't even think he's going to be on Collision because he's quote unquote injured. So, do I expect him to win the TNT Championship? No. Even though Luchasaurus is the champion, his reign has been lukewarm since defeating Wardlow. I could actually see this being the one squash of the night. You know what I mean? And it's not going to be pretty. I think Luchasaurus is probably going to murder Darby Allin. So take Luchasaurus here to retain the TNT Championship. Next up, the other match. Big, meaty men slapping man meat. Thank you, Biggie, for that. Miro versus Powerhouse Hobbs. Now, this is a tough one because I don't think either men should lose here. I just don't think so. I think both men should win this match. This is tough because Hobbs wants to be redeemed, and after his kind of lackluster TNT Championship run, he needs to get his heat back. But Miro just came back as well. So you know what I'm going to go with? I'm going to go with a draw. I'm going to go with a draw here, with Miro being upset he didn't get the win and Hobbs being upset that he couldn't be redeemed. I so want them to beat the hell out of each other and to continue this feud for a few more weeks, maybe even another month or two, but I'm going to go with the draw here. Next up, we have Kris Statlander defending the AEW TBS Championship against Ruby Soho. Now, the only thing I don't like about this match is that how did Ruby Soho jump the line over Diamante, over Mercedes Martinez, over even Sky Blue and Willow Nightingale, who were all featured in, this feud with Kris. But this should be a good match. I'm hoping Tony Khan gives them time. Ruby is a really, really good hand, and Kris, her reign as champion is just now getting started. She's defended the championship a few times, but she's overcome all of that, and Ruby has essentially inserted herself into Kris's business, and Kris don't like that. Mama don't like that. So I like the clash of styles here. We know Kris is a powerhouse, and we know Ruby is kind of a dirty technician with some striking thrown in. So it's a good clash of styles. But I like Kris Statlander to retain and possibly even continue this feud. Maybe she can start feuding with the Outcast. But take Kris to retain over Ruby Soho. Next up, Ricky Starks. Now, Ricky is going to have a match on All Out. I just don't know who it's going to be against. I'm sorry. Yeah, All Out. I just don't know who it's going to be against. You know what I mean? He's doing something on Collision tonight, calling out Ricky Steamboat. He's not facing Ricky Steamboat in a strap match. I think he's going to face whoever comes to Ricky's aid in a strap match, but Starks will win. No matter who he's facing tomorrow night, he's going to win this match. period. Next up, we have Better Than You, Baby, Adam Cole and MJF defending the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships versus the Dark Order. And yes, I do truly believe that Cole and MJF are going to retain because Dark Order won a Battle Royal to get the championship match. I think this is a storyline driven match to either tease some tension between Cole and MJF or to build them up just a little bit more. But I do think the Kingdom will be involved. And I think this is a really, really good opportunity for the Dark Order to shine. They're getting their feet back. They're building back up. I like them to really, really put MJF and Cole on the ropes, but take MJF to win this, probably with a kangaroo kick. Next up, we got some 8-man tag action as Bullet Club Gold, Austin and Colton Gunn, Jay White and Juice Robinson will be taking on FTR and the Young Bucks. And this is interesting because the Young Bucks and FTR have a little bit of heat, just coming off the tag team championship match, and they're reluctantly being partners. But Bullet Club Gold has been on a roll, and I don't really want to see them lose. I just don't. But here's the thing, they won at All In. And no, they lost at All In. And I don't want to see them lose. I just don't. They're hilarious. They are putting on great work. Yeah, they won. They put it on great work and showing that you can mix the seriousness with the comedy here. So the question is, does the Bullet Club Gold win? Yes, I actually think the Bullet Club Gold wins to put a little bit more heat on FTR and the Bucks to maybe shore up another tag team championship match, but take Bullet Club Gold here. And lastly, our main event. Now, this one will be tough as Orange Cassidy will be defending the International Championship against Jon Moxley. And Orange Cassidy has been a fighting champion. The man is beat up, and as he's told Renee, he's so tired. But he got a really good promo on Dynamite this past week, and it makes me believe that this man is destined for something great. And Mox has been carrying AEW on his back for a very, very, very long time. So it's time to reward this man with something. Orange Cassidy is probably the best champion AEW has seen, like ever. Him, Shida, Kenny. Their 3 reigns are amazing. And Mox is here to end Cassidy's reign. And you knew it was coming to this, and it's okay. It's okay that this is going to happen. Accept it. But what I need to come out of this is Orange Cassidy elevated to the main event. I need Orange Cassidy to be treated as something great, as someone great. Mox and the BCC can go back to dominating. They can go start getting their wins back. And Jon Moxley can do something different with this championship. This is going to be a great match. This has the potential to be a match of the year candidate. Orange Cassidy is a great storyteller in the ring. Jon Moxley is a great storyteller in the ring. And their styles will clash. No AJ. So, I know it's going to break your heart, but take Jon Moxley to win the AEW International Championship. So once again, take the Blackpool Combat Club to defeat Eddie Kingston and Katsuyori Shibata. Expanding out of that, we got 2 feuds, one for the Ring of Honor World Championship, one for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. Take Samoa Joe to retain the Ring of Honor Television Championship over Shane Taylor. Take Kenny Omega to defeat Konosuke Takeshita But I don't think this feud will be over and done with just yet. Take Luchasaurus to retain the TNT Championship over Darby Allin. Take Miro and Powerhouse Hobbs. This is going to a draw. Big Meaty Men slapping Mammy is going to a draw. Kris Statlander to retain the AEW TBS Championship over Ruby Soho. Whoever Ricky Starks faces, and probably a strap match, take Ricky Starks to win. Better Than You Bay to retain the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships over the Dark Order. Bullet Club go to defeat FTR and the Young Bucks, and in the main event, Jon Moxley to defeat Orange Cassidy for the AEW International Championship. Let me know what you think. Did I get it right? Am I going to get it right? As always, check out the socials. Charismatic Creations on Facebook, YouTube. Charismatic Creations 52 on Instagram, the 215 spelled out. Coffee, Patreon. As always, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Next week, we'll be going over Impact Victory Road 2023. Won't be a what just happened. It will be a nice little look at the show because we are in the month of Impact. And as always, Xia Li, Wendy Chu, Shotzi Blackheart, Isla Dawn, Bailey, and Gigi Dolan. Holla at your boy. Peace.